not attempt to adjust your programming. You are now listening to B-Movies and Beyond.
Do you like swordsman sound?
Yes.
This is also like ninja music.
It is space ninja music, isn't it?
Yeah. I like Mortal Kombat.
It is like Mortal Kombat. And I was just thinking, are we making sword noises, or are we making pew pew noises with silencers and having a silent gun battle?
Maybe that last part though. Once I got past the pew pew, I went in for hand-to-hand combat, and do my ninja moves.
So wait, you're shooting pew pew bullets from your ninja hand swords?
Ooh, ninja stars. Pew 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 pew.
I love it.
Welcome in, everyone, to episode 311 or 311.
Should we play 311 throughout the whole episode? Are we
That's
that podcast?
That's why I went to 311, because I'm like 311's already taken. But we are on episode 311. It is B-Movies and Beyond.
311 episode.
Mm-hmm. And 11. Oh, I like it. 3 and 11.
3 and 11.
Yes.
300 episodes plus
11.
10 plus 1.
Make it so complicated.
We're at a math equation.
300 and plus 13 minus 2. That's where we're at right now. And we are excited because it's been a big week. I mean, Monday was outstanding.
Oh, dude, what a way to build up for, Friday? It's like, hey, guess what? We have an announcement. And then Saturday, a grown-ass adult myself was watching the Kids' Choice Awards for some reason.
I just followed through Twitter, but it was amazing, even though you hardly saw anything from that.
You just got some sounds,
Yeah, some sounds, some pew-pews.
Some pew-pews, ninja stars.
Yeah, some voices. And then was the cast. Okay, let's hold the phone. We're way too excited about this right now. Let's hold the podcast. I think that's what we gotta say, right?
Should we be done? Dude, my microphone auto-adjusted. That was insane.
Oh, because you're too excited?
Yeah. It was like shut up, Ryan.
You're way too excited about that. See, it knew to put you on hold.
Yeah.
Let's put this on hold. We are B-Movies and Beyond. It's Ryan, it's Peter.
Same. We throw in ninja stars that make pew sounds.
Pew. Yeah. But this is something we've been waiting for a long time. So we are gonna go, I would say, off script, and Ryan has some fun sound clips. I think. I don't know why we don't have more of this, to be honest.
To be honest with you, after this episode, I'm gonna go find all these clips whatsoever.
That makes sense. But why we are so excited, what you're about to see if you're watching us on YouTube, youtube.com/BMoviesBeyond. The Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle.
Go Ninja, go Ninja, go.
Mutant Mayhem.
Go.
Trailer was released with all kinds of announcements.
I want that clip forever. Just for whatever we're doing. I think we need to become, because of Ninja Turtles. Oh, dude. Well, yeah. Peter Ninja Turtles, Mutant Mayhem. It's finally here. It has a style, it has its thing. It's a quick question.
Oh yeah, we're excited. Oh yeah.
What a cool music video.
Do you think they'll get Vanilla Ice to come back and do something?
Yo, it's the Green Machine, gonna rock the town.
I hope so.
being seen.
All right, we're done with that.
All right, okay.
Now we can talk.
Yeah.
All great questions. You got a lot of them.
Trailer? Can you pull up the trailer?
Yeah, hell yeah.
Let's because one of the things that I want to talk about this, and I think hopefully by now everyone's like seen this trailer. I mean, if you're a fan of the show, I hope you're a fan of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. But we're getting a new animated movie, Mutant Mayhem, from Seth Rogen, and I think it looks amazing. Oh jeez,
It's just playing. It's just loud.
it is very loud.
Let's mute it and just see what's going on. Or
Sure,
very
you can
silent.
mute it. You
Yeah.
can mute it. Yeah. So, it's from Nickelodeon.
Mhm.
First off, I mean, right off, which I don't think you really muted it, but you get, I love how it goes back to the old timey Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles music, right?
Right.
Great way to start. And then you get a whole bunch of just the turtles playing with each other. And then that's so weird.
Be careful what you say lately, because I've been making some mistakes in my group chat.
Yeah, but it is true. They're playing with each other. They're doing a lot of stuff that I think teenagers would do, and they all sound like teenagers. And I think this is where we take it away with, what do you think about the animation style? First off,
Okay, because I knew this was gonna be, there was gonna be some very controversial parts about this whole trailer. I love the animation style, and here's why: because finally, someone took the Into the Spider-Verse universe style, which what I love about that is so different. Even throughout the movie, it's different. So now all these CGI animation studios are able to create a drawing style with CGI. Puss in Boots was really good about it. And when you like see the interviews or read the interviews about from the director, he wanted it to look like his sketchbook. And they did a really good job with their characters and how they were they look like a sketchbook.
yeah,
And you said it just a moment ago, was they're teenagers. We're finally getting the Ninja Turtles where the teenage part of this is important to the story. Live action ones, they didn't feel like teenagers. 2007 again didn't feel like teenagers. Michael Bay certainly didn't feel like teenagers. The only one I could really say was like 2012 cartoon and maybe some parts of 1987 cartoon. But other than that, they were just Ninja Turtles.
yeah, absolutely. They dropped that in the Michael Bay, right? It was just
Right.
Ninja Turtles. So they did kind of just go the adult route with that. And same thing with the 19 was it 85 or 84
TV show or a movie?
movie?
89.
Oh,
90.
89.
90, I'm sorry. Came
Oh,
out after
90.
Batman. Yeah.
Okay. So that just went, that was just, it was said Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, but that was straight just adults, right?
Yeah. They went
Yeah.
to go see Critters, rated R.
Yeah.
You can't get in if you're a teenager
But maybe if you're a mutant, I don't know.
or a turtle.
Yeah.
What was that line where he walked out of Critters and rolled over the taxi cab? What was that? I don't know. That seemed like
Oh yeah. Okay, a 6 foot, or no, what was like a 5 foot tall turtle? Yeah, that was great. And wasn't that also, that was Kevin Eastman, wasn't it?
In the back, it was, yeah.
Yeah.
Also in this trailer, nods to the creators.
Was
the sign
there?
in the background, it said Laird,
Oh, okay.
Peter
Nice.
Laird,
Yeah.
where they were hanging out. So this movie's going to be full of Easter eggs. Like
Yeah.
there's an Easter egg over your head right now.
There's my cat. Yeah. So I'm with you. I like the animation style. I think it's a unique something of its own, just like what Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse did, which was really fantastic, which at first I was a little bit concerned. And I think I said the same thing about this trailer. I was like, I don't know. And then I watched it a few times. I was like, okay, I'm on board. I love that they're teenage and they sound like it, except for Donatello. He does not sound like a teenager.
Yeah. Here I'm gonna pull up the IMDb cast list right here. Okay. I think the casting's on point. I agree with you a little bit about Donatello, but this goes back to them being teenagers, and we don't know this yet. And I'm just doing a hypothetical, but I kind of have a feeling Donatello hasn't hit teenage turtle puberty,
Yeah, I can see that.
and like that might play into the story of this, where he might have been the younger one. He's a smarter one. I think out of lore, Michelangelo's always been the younger one. But I mean, if you talk to you have teenagers, they all hit puberty at different ages, or they were concerned about when they were going to hit it, or
Yeah.
if they were going to hit it, or why they stink.
Yeah.
And it just happens. And I could vouch for my nephew. Like, I'm like, bro, don't worry about it. When it happens, and then you're gonna start worrying about other shit. Like, just chill, just be a kid. So, but the first part of that trailer was them being kids. They were slicing fruits with their weapons, and you saw maybe the older brother, the best one, who has always been the best one, Leonardo, being the leader.
Yeah.
In terms of the animation style, I'm fine with it, dude. I think it looks great. The only thing I'm super bummed about is they just keep on changing April, man. And once you dig into it a little bit more, April's never really had a defined look. I always thought she was yellow jumpsuit, red hair, and news reporter, right?
Yeah, same here.
Throughout the Mirage comics and history, like April was never really defined as that. She had a brown curly hair. At one point, she would represent I think it was Peter Laird's like African American girlfriend. So there was no like April is supposed to look like this. So after learning that, okay, I just still like my news reporter April. I don't like her to be a teacher or a teenager or something like that. I kind of like her to be Judy Hoeg or something, who lost her job and her dad's place caught on fire, so they have to move to a farmhouse.
Me too. I've heard, I think, both things about this casting and that, and a lot of people are happy that they went back to a black April. But yeah, I think we're in the what we grew up with, and that's not that April. I'm sure it's going to be fine. Even with the new series, like they've changed that. April's always changed, probably the biggest. Her and probably Master Splinter in certain regards, right?
Dude, he changes so much.
Yeah, he's either super like a wise sensei, or he's just like off the walls ridiculous. Like, it's just no balance with him.
Or he's like this Chinese Asian sensei, or played by Monk, some crazy Jewish dude. Like, what?
Yeah,
like super New York or super Japanese. There's just no in between. But the Turtles have been pretty consistent. I think what they're doing. And Peter, one thing we got to realize, and I think you do, and we do at this podcast, is it's still meant for kids.
Yeah.
But it encompasses generations, like us in our 30s, 40s, the kids who were catching the 2003 series, and then the kids who were catching 2012 and now Rise. And I think that when they were producing this, they had to keep everybody in mind so it didn't upset too many people. And
yeah,
I think that process has really refined who our turtles are. It's the auxiliary characters or the ancillary characters who they can. Rumor has it. Okay, there's Rose Byrne right there. That's Leatherhead.
Yeah, I know.
Is Leatherhead a
boy,
a girl?
That was the next thing that I was gonna start talking about, is because this trailer strictly just focuses on the turtles. They're just doing certain things. You see them meet April. You see a brief glimpse of Master Splinter, who looks like he has an afro
and a mustache.
Nice. But I mean, that's pretty much it, which I like, because you're gonna see the dynamics between all the turtles, which I think is, I mean, that's a big part of the Ninja Turtles and how they play off one another, which is great. They're brothers, right?
Mhm.
All that's been fantastic. And then you get into like, you look at this cast and the voice acting that they have with it, the voice talents, just like they got Paul Rudd, they got the guy from Breaking Bad.
Giancarlo Esposito. I like saying his
Yeah.
name.
That's really good, Ryan.
Yeah, thank you. I practiced that one. That and
yeah.
extemporaneously.
Who else? You said Rose Byrne. Seth Rogen's obviously in it.
Second time he's played a warthog.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
You got John Cena.
John Cena, he's Rocksteady, right?
Second time Rocksteady's been played by a professional wrestler.
Oh, really?
Sheamus played him
And
in the Michael Bay one.
okay.
Sheamus is a professional wrestler.
Gotcha.
Jackie Chan is a real wrestler.
And he's a real master.
He's a real master. Yep.
Sensei.
I don't know who Natasha Demetriou is.
As Wingnut.
Yeah. What's she in? Don't care. But cool. You got Maya Rudolph.
Cynthia
Ultron?
Ultron? Yeah,
I
don't
wonder
know
if
who that
that's
is.
going to be some new character that kind of introduces a Shredder. Speaking of which, I don't see Shredder.
Well, yeah, which I think that could be a good thing, though.
Correct.
Really, you got Ice Cube as Superfly, you got Rose Byrne as Leatherhead, you got Hannibal Barris. Is that how do you? I don't know. Burris.
He's
as,
our. Why you booing me? I'm right, guy.
Yeah. Oh, as Genghis Frog, which these mutants that they're putting in here, I love. How it's gonna play out, I'm so curious how they're going to pull that off. And I hope they do a great job because they got some great characters in here. Post Malone is Ray Fillet. Paul Rudd is Mondo Gecko, which that's awesome. Like some of these characters that were in the original cartoon series, I remember getting the toys. The toys were awesome.
They brought out the characters from the toys, dude. That's so cool.
It is cool. Baxter Stockman is going to be in there. Like, and I'm sure there's probably going to be plenty of other, other mutants that we're not even aware of, right? They just have to.
Dude, Ice Cube.
Yeah. Which I love it because it's Superfly, right? It makes sense.
Oh yeah, 100%. Okay, for me, the voices I don't know are the actual turtles. I don't know who Brady Noon is. Apparently, he was in that one movie where it was the three boys that were bad kids.
What's
that called?
No,
Good Boys or something?
Boys. What was that kid one? I know what you're talking about.
Here's him. Apparently, he's in Diary of a Wimpy Kid, Mighty Ducks, The Good Boys.
Oh, The Good Boys.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's cool. Shimon Brown Jr. The Chai. Never watched it. Maybe I will now. This is the thing that's bringing me to their new works, or things they've already done. Nicholas Cantu. He is Leonardo, and he is known as the voice of what the heck was he? He's he's a voice actor. Holy crap! Look at his accolades. He's Gumball. Like apparently that's a huge Cartoon Network show. People love it. Again, caters to that kid generation because they're teenagers at this point. And then Donatello is a little kid. You know, he's this kid, Micah Abbey, and he's the new guy. So how old is this kid? He seems pretty young.
Dude, I was trying to figure that out while we were talking about it. And he's either 15 or he's 10. I don't know.
But hey, you know what, dude? The voice actors at around that age, let them. Here's what can really happen: is they can mature and grow into their voices, and they can use that in future films if these are going to be their voice actors. Because 9 times out of 10, if there's kids or teenagers played in movies or TV shows, they're voiced by a girl.
Yeah, it's true.
So I'm cool. Or fuck, Leonardo was voiced by Johnny Knoxville.
Oh yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Here's the great thing about this is that I mean, it seems like they got these kids young enough. They are teenagers. Like potentially, if this does well, they could be doing this for a while, right?
100%, dude. And there was a Reddit user who broke it down. They're like, they could just make a trilogy based off the header of this movie. The first one is teenage, and they focus on them being teenagers. The second one is mutant, where they actually understand and develop their abilities and realize that they're mutants. And then ninjas, they're refined and they become a little bit more ninja-like. And there you go. You have your mutants. You have for the teenagers. Then the mutant side is, maybe you introduce Shredder there. And then after that, the ninja part, you defend your honor with Splinter or something. I don't know. Maybe I do know, actually. That's a good premise.
I like it. Yeah, I like that. I like that idea. The last thing I want to say about this trailer is just I like that. I felt like they went back to the way that they were animating the Ninja Turtles, almost back to like what the cartoon was.
Yes.
It felt more like that compared to these newer ones where like Raphael's like a wrestler. He's gigantic, right? And he always has like the bandana, like. So I like that they've gone back to that more I don't know, you want to call it generic, or let's just say original look and feel of it. So I'm super stoked for that.
They feel normal size, like
yeah. Well, they actually sound or feel smaller. They feel like they're kind of teenagers where they can actually maybe even grow bigger.
They're mutants. We'll find out.
Yeah.
What's a good point, Peter?
What's this news that you got about this as well?
Are we going into just Ninja Turtle news?
Dude, this is all Ninja Turtles right now, man.
Heck yeah. All right. Seth Rogen compares the new movie soundtrack to Tony Hawk Pro Skater.
Okay.
I got a vibe from that when they were playing A Tribe Called Quest instead of, they did the typical movie trailer, like here's the theme song, but we switched it and made it a little bit more introductory like. And then we got A Tribe Called Quest. So, hey, listen, Tony Hawk Pro Skater is defined by its gameplay and its soundtrack. You don't know who's in it. You hear Goldfinger and you hear Rage Against the Machine. Ninja Turtles, Mutant Mayhem, like if they are trying to make one of those soundtracks, give it to me. Give me that old school hip hop. Give me a little bit of punk. Define these turtles. If this is set in the 80s, if we're looking at potential, like, Splinter was looking like he's a little bit 80s style. Give me some 80s music. I think that'd be cool. And that could be something that can happen in this too. We just don't know, where they might be 80s style turtles. And that would pay homage to when they were created.
That's true. I mean, I never saw any cell phones or anything. So I like that. That could be a little tease of the time frame that we're looking at for this. So
I like it. And that'll give this new generation like, oh wait, they weren't just made in 2019. They were made in 1987, 84,
Yeah. Well, so far everything that's come out, I love it. I'm super excited, and I think this is just the starting point. Like, I mean, we already talked. I think we talked a while ago about potentials of all these different little spin-offs, right? For Paramount Plus.
Oh man, that'd be cool.
I hope that comes out, because this is supposed to come out like in August, so we could be getting a lot of Ninja Turtle content in the next few months, like, which that I'm super excited for. And this also made me want to go back, and because the last animated movie that they did was really good, with that had like Chris Evans in it and all, and the CGI, and I think Patrick Stewart was in it.
Sarah Michelle Gellar was in that.
Yeah, like that was a really good movie. It made me want to go watch that one again.
I might do that after this freaking podcast.
There you go.
Who else was in there? Weren't the Turtles voiced by some pretty main people as well?
I feel like it had a pretty good cast. That was his TMNT, right?
Kevin Smith, Patrick Stewart, Lawrence Fishburne. No, again, the Turtles were just named by voice actors. but they did a
Yeah.
good job too. Joe
Everyone
DiMaggio
did a great job.
and Kevin Michael Richardson. So
Oh, Lawrence Fishburne was the narrator. I mean,
that's right.
they got some good people to do everything. So like, it was just a well-made movie. That's all I'm saying.
You know what, dude? Chris Evans. Keep an eye on him, because if they bring in Casey Jones for this version with sequels, I could see Chris Evans continuing his role as Casey Jones.
Oh, that'd be fun.
A little
Yeah.
homage.
I like that.
Yeah. So thanks, Ninja Turtles. Thanks, Seth Rogen. Permanent teenager Seth Rogen. I feel you.
Mm-hmm. Oh man. Dude, we need to start shooting off to him, like try to get him on Twitter or something and be like, Street Sharks.
Street
Like,
Sharks with Fast and Furious, dude.
we got to put that in his head. He needs to make it.
If I'm gonna make a bot where it just tweets him every single day.
Oh man.
He'd be like, leave me alone.
Yeah. Oh man.
We got
All
more
right.
trailers, right, Pete?
We do, and you know what? You just reminded me of one that I totally forgot to do was which I guess I'll just bring up because Chris Evans got.
Here are some exciting coming attractions from
B-movies and beyond.
Oh, I think I know what one you're talking about. It just like popped up on my feed today too.
Ghosted.
Yep.
Yeah. Which okay, so it's oh jeez, it's Chris Evans and Ana de Armas. Is that her name?
I call her Ana de Armas.
Okay, let's do that one. One of those is right, probably.
It's the Chris Evans part.
Yeah. she is like a special agent, and Chris Evans is the guy that wants to get with her, and why it's called Ghost is because she just stopped replying to him, so he thought he was ghosted, and all he knows is like, oh, she went to Europe to do something, so I'm gonna go find her. She didn't ghost me. I'm gonna go do a romantic gesture and go find her. And then I guess he does find her and gets caught up in this whole like spy shit, you know?
That sounds cool.
Yeah, I mean, it looks pretty entertaining, looks fun. I think it's coming to Apple Plus, but I gotta say, like, there's been a lot of this style of movie. Like, there's been a lot of this, like, putting either both individuals that are like in some type of relationship, or one of them is caught. Like, this is the spy. Like, I mean, not too long ago, my wife and I were watching like the Spy Who Dumped Me. You know, like that wasn't that long ago. Even around that time, there's that whole spy movie where like Ashton Kutcher was like an agent, and there's been a whole bunch of these, and like they're starting to pop up again. And I think in the same realm is that what's that one with Josh Duhamel and Jennifer Lopez, and like they're just married. Shotgun Wedding, that's on Amazon Prime. Like, almost the same thing where they're just put in a situation where they, like, you know, they're not prepared for this and they gotta go fight villains, basically, right?
Isn't that what dating to marriage is about?
Huh?
Like, once you're past that dating, you're in the relationship, you're engaged, and then you're about to be married, there's that point in your relationship where somehow you got to be a spy, and there's ninjas or terrorists trying to destroy your relationship, and
you gotta fight them off.
You got to fight them off. You go on that one vacation where you don't know if it's going to work out or not, and then you overcome the odds, and there's explosions, and Frontier charges you extra for your bags, like weird shit like that.
I see. Like, this is a big metaphor. Or actual events. Yeah, you're kind of right. I like it. Like, I think they're usually always fun in movies, but I guess, is it too much? Is it too much? So
I think it's too much because, hey, listen, we haven't gotten Street Sharks. We've gotten literally tens of thousands of romantic spy movies where they go on vacation and find each other, or like I'm gonna go find the love of my life, but she's gonna ghost me. But we haven't got Street Sharks racing cars. I just don't know why. I'm
I
really
don't know.
confused.
I don't know why either.
I didn't watch this trailer. Did you?
Ghosted?
Yeah.
Yeah, I watched it. Looks pretty entertaining.
I think I'm gonna check it out after this podcast. I got that and TMNT to watch after this. Feature recommendation segment. Peter, we have a slew of trailers on here. The Best Man. What I liked about that, it has Luke Wilson, and the trailer after that has his brother Owen Wilson. Haunted Mansion. So I thought you were doing a theme like a Wilson's theme.
No, that was just coincidence. But actually, the one with Luke Wilson kind of goes back into like there's just a lot of the same movies being produced, and that one looks really bad, which we'll get into.
Well, let's get into it because it does look bad. It's The Best Man. It's about a wedding. Some spy shit happens, and Dolph Lundgren's in it. Like, why do they have to be so crazy and obscure? Did this happen at your wedding, Peter?
Not that I remember. Worst thing that happened at our wedding is that we didn't get our cupcakes that we wanted. So, maybe they took them.
See, you should have sent one of your best men's out there or your groomsmen to go investigate and find why the cookies never showed or the cupcakes were screwed up. You should have said, "Well, I was too busy exploring the castle."
Right, exploring the castle.
They weren't,
think,
by the way.
Yeah, I feel like it was Danielle on my job to go and do that as the bride and groom, but we were distracted. But it's all right. They got away with it. It's fine. Maybe we'll catch up to them at some other time. FYI, I did tweet at Seth Rogen to make Street Sharks, so I'm sure it's going to happen soon.
Yes, it's Ninja Turtles hasn't even come out, and we're like Street Sharks.
Biker
Mice from Mars. Come on.
I said next, and then once that happens, they'll ask for Biker Mice from Mars.
Or at least give us Battletoads.
Oh, dude. I mean, we had the greatest. I mean, when that all comes together and they come into one movie, it's gonna be fantastic. But okay, so we're talking about Haunted Mansion. Is that where we're at? We're talking about Best Man.
We're done with Best Man because we found out your cupcakes were screwed up on your wedding, and Dolph Lundgren didn't help out. Neither did I.
No, and that movie again. I just talked about it. That is a knockoff of Shotgun Wedding, which is the same exact premise, right? They're trying to have a wedding. Someone comes in and they gotta fight them off. It's ridiculous. But this one has Dolph Lundgren, so
I hope Sylvester Stallone comes in and he's the bad guy.
Oh, that'd be great.
Those guys should forever be tied together.
And Carl Weathers is in it too, and dies in the very beginning.
Just rip off Rocky 100% without ripping it off.
Yeah.
Oh shit! Haunted Mansion is that the Disney ride?
Yes.
It's taken them this long to make a movie based off the Disney ride.
No, they've done this before, right? This is a remake.
Oh my god!
Or yeah, I guess it's a remake. Yeah,
it is a remake. They did make this before, didn't they?
Yeah, with Eddie Murphy, it was terrible. And I think that's what they're trying to show. Like, oh, look, we can actually be kind of spooky and everything, and stay true to the mythos of the ride. Apparently, I don't know. I guess it seemed okay. It's not something that I need to go rush out and go see. And I also feel like it's coming out at the wrong time.
Halloween?
It's coming out in July, though.
It's still, yeah. That's like Gremlins coming out in the middle of summer. Like, that was a Christmas movie.
It worked. It worked for them. So, I mean, it's possible this works, but I don't know. Like, dude, here's the thing. Did you go to like Disneyland or Disney World as a kid?
I went to Disneyland. I have not been to Disney World.
Okay. Well, either way, Disneyland, how old were you?
12.
Okay. Did you go on Haunted Mansion?
I forgot.
Okay.
I did actually, because that was one of the rides where when I was about that age, like Donatello's age, I was always afraid of throwing up, and I was terrible to take at amusement parks because I would do the rides, but like I would have this insane nervous feeling like I would puke. And it didn't help at Disneyland. Like I walked out of Pirates of the Caribbean and there was just vomit everywhere.
Oh, gross.
Yeah,
How
so
do
I
you
was
get
like,
sick on Pirates of the Caribbean?
dude, that's my question. It traumatized me.
Yeah.
So maybe I got to go to Disney World and Disneyland. 2 weeks, one in Disneyland, and then I'll just drive to Disney World. They're nearby, right?
Close enough.
Okay.
You got 2 weeks, so I mean, come on. But also, on part of that though is what sucks about Disney World is like everything's just broken out, so you got to go to every single park.
Oh.
But why I bring this up because I remember as a kid going to the Haunted Mansion, and maybe I'm just chicken shit, but I was like scared as a kid, so that's why I'm like, is this really the best property to be making, kind of like a kid friendly movie for, right? I mean, like that's what they're trying to capitalize, right? Like this is supposed to be like for kids, with a little spookiness to it. Like I don't think this is not made for us. This is not made for adults.
You know what I just realized? This is the third movie series from Disney based off one of their rides. Are we going to get a Space Mountain movie soon?
I mean, maybe
There's
that's just why
Haunted Mansion, Pirates
Yeah.
of the Caribbean, and the Jungle Cruise.
Well, I mean, oh yeah. You're right. Yep. I was gonna say that's Jungle Book, but it's not. That's different.
Yeah, The Rock is in that one. Why isn't The Rock in this one?
Because I don't think Jungle Cruise did that well.
Okay, so
they tried something different, or maybe he shows up as a ghost. I don't know.
when they make Space Mountain, it needs to be Nick Cage.
Oh, that'd be great if they finally did that.
They send Nick Cage to Space Mountain.
I feel like, yeah, that would be great.
Oh no, dude. Okay, Disney, thank you. You're welcome. Make all these crappy movie adaptations of your rides, and then make a fourth wall breaking movie with Nicolas Cage, who warps into each one of these rides and goes into each one of these movies, and ties it all together while he's high on LSD at Disneyland.
Oh, okay. See, that's kind of what I wanted to see. I wanted Nicolas Cage to be at Disneyland. The park gets hijacked by, criminals, and Nicolas Cage, great, he should be on LSD, saves the day and takes out all the baddies, right?
He turns into
As
his
he's
character.
going through, yeah.
He turns into his character from National Treasure and like saves the baddies. Like, just tie it all. Oh my
And he
God.
solves some mystery. He solves some history mystery.
History mystery.
Oh,
At Disneyland, high on LSD.
Yeah.
And then it's a sequel to The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent. Jeez, man, we just revived Nick Cage's career in our freaking trailers section of our podcast.
Dude, every single episode we give him gold. Man, he needs to do this.
He's
all right.
got to do this if he's got some time. Agent Elvis, he loves Elvis.
It's true. Okay, and so this is a series that's coming to Netflix, and it looks cool. It reminds me of like what's Archer? Reminds me of Archer. That kind of style. Very adult rated. My one, and they got some good talent in it. I mean, Matthew McConaughey, which he's probably actually my least favorite, I'll be honest, just because I don't think he doesn't have the essence of Elvis to me.
Yeah, I agree.
So he's playing Elvis. They got Don Cheadle in there, and there's some more. But yeah, I threw that in there just because I think I want people to be aware of it. It looks pretty cool. Animated series coming to Netflix March 17th. So
holy crap, this voice cast is great, dude.
Yeah, who else?
Carrie Culkin, Gary Cole, Christina Hendricks, Simon Pegg, Fred Armstein, Nancy Nash. She was prominent in there. Tara Strong, like the most like Harley Quinn, and she's not even the real Harley Quinn. Jason Matsoukas.
Yeah. Manzukis.
Ed Helms.
Yeah.
Johnny Knoxville, Craig Robinson, Don Cheadle, and Priscilla Presley.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, and they got Presley. That's cool. So yeah, I thought they did a great job with the casting, and I think it's gonna be a really fun series. This next one, this is so much of a teaser, which I have no idea, but I mean, it's called Fubar, and basically you gotta see Arnold Schwarzenegger get nut tapped. I mean, I'm sold, right? You're sold, right?
100%, dude. I was sold when he just did like all his
Just-
Arnold lines.
Yeah,
and
just
got
say, I'll
nuts-
be back. I'm
Yeah.
back. Yeah.
Like if they just
I-
made a movie of that, I'm sold. But he got nut tapped. I like that too.
Yeah. All right. So I'm in. Super excited for a handful of those things. And that's also coming to Netflix too. So which that's in May. So I'm sure we'll be getting another trailer soon with the actual premise of this movie. I have no idea what it is. So
Be on the lookout for it on B
Yeah.
Movies Beyond.
that's right.
Hey
All right.
Peter, let's roll through this real quick. You know what I realized is, you know how we were talking about how the like January through February is really slow.
Mhm.
March hits hard.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it was like,
Yeah.
whoa, what's going on? But March, we ever thought April was going to be like the month, but it's March is setting up April is what it's doing, which is really cool.
Mhm.
A lot of DC news. James Gunn, I'll just roll through this because it's quick, but James Gunn is confirming DC Studios is separate from Warner Brothers. Any quick thoughts on that, Peter?
Good.
I think it's a way for Warner Brothers to sell the property.
Yeah, it is what we talked about. There
Yep.
might be some truth to this, that this is separate. Yeah, I think that just shows that there's a little bit more, like, I mean, how much power James and Peter have in this and this thing, and something that we didn't write down on this, which I think is totally related, is that, well, actually two things that I read not too long ago. Well, Keanu Reeves has been in talks with James about Constantine 2, which I guess is kind of pretty much
Yes.
going to happen, it seems like, but it's going to be an Elseworld, so it's just going to be a separate thing. And then the other thing that I heard was that he's also like gave the AOK to do the Acres cut of Suicide Squad.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which I guess people though are pissed off though because of the fact that he's like denying the continuation of the Snyderverse, which I kind of go back and forth on, like, I get it, because some of those characters he's still utilizing. There's still movies coming out with.
Yep.
Like, in a sense, it's still kind of continuing. It's just, I don't think that Justice League part, that whatever Snyder or Zack Snyder had in store for later is going to happen. But they're like trying to get, like say, hey, let Netflix buy it so they can make it. And who knows? This could be the exact same thing with release the Snyder cut, where enough time goes by and they're like, ah, fuck it, whatever, do whatever you want. But I think there's a reason why he's not letting that happen, because there's still some connection to those key players, and I don't know if you can take those players and put them into a whole new movie that's not related to the new DCU. Potentially, that could change, but that's the DC news that I've heard recently, and probably the most exciting part was the Constantine 2 news.
Well, I guess we got to take it with a grain of salt because, okay, let's see. The Batman 2 is filming in November. Cool. That we're getting Batman. We're seeing scenes of the Joker sequel. This one's interesting, dude. They're hyping up the Flash movie. So this is where I'm at with the DC universe currently. My current state is I'm watching the Harley Quinn TV series. I'm gonna start Doom Patrol. I am not gonna watch Shazam. Not in the theaters, at least. Not gonna watch. Not waste my breath. Flash is my breaking point. If Flash is awesome, I will go see Aquaman. If it sucks, I'm not gonna see Aquaman. But I also don't want to see Aquaman because here you see that Jason Momoa wants out of Aquaman because the sequel sucks.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So
Okay.
I'm only really interested in what the Flash is doing right now.
Here's, I think oh man, I hate hyping this up because that's what just leads to disappointment. But everything I hear, and I also think with everything that's happened with this movie and with Ezra Miller, and they're still pushing this out, this movie's got to be good.
I know that's the thing is, dude, like movie studios don't cover up or kind of slide stuff under the rug unless this is okay, Peter. It was going to be my recommendation, but I've been catching up on some stuff. But I was watching Flashpoint, the animated series,
Mhm.
and it's good.
It
It's
is
good.
really good. It
Yeah.
is.
I have hope for it, dude. The other hope that, and dude, DC just gives you a little like, hey guys, we're still here, and then Marvel's like, let's see, Daredevil cast is coming back. We're getting Punisher, and everybody's like, oh my god, John Bertha, the Punisher, blah blah blah. The only thing that sucks is Froggy and what's her name, Karen,
Oh yeah, they're not coming back.
that we know of.
Yeah, it's so weird that they're bringing back so much of the cast, like Vincent D'Onofrio and everything, but then like other key characters that I thought were pretty important to this series, like are not. But I'm also that whole Daredevil Born Again, like I, I have my concerns about it because that was such a different tone, and I know they're trying to like it's Born Again, so it's gonna be rebooted, but also bringing back Punisher, like, dude, they're very dark, and I know we already seen kind of like a lighter side of Daredevil, but um, at the same time, like with those Daredevils and She-Hulk, like they just cut away from a lot of the action.
Yep,
So
you can't do that with Punisher.
yeah, like it's gonna be interesting and to see how they pull that off. I you know, I'll wait to see it for my own eyes to see if they can do it or not. I really do feel like it's going to be something entirely different, and we're just going to have to accept that, right?
I think Marvel's gonna surprise us, dude. I mean, they have a couple properties on hand that can really tailor towards their older crowd. They have Daredevil, Blade, and now the announcement of Punisher. I think they can group them. They're getting their adult type characters over here.
Yeah,
And
which I'll be honest, I think they kind of need this. I
Mhm.
think they need to get some like rated R content out there, uh, because I think it's kind of like everything that's come out, like nothing has really been that great, and even Ant-Man 3 has like plummeted after the first week. Sets a record there, but then after that, just nothing. Which that just tells me, like there's not enough word of mouth. There's not enough interest with it. That your initial viewers are going out and rushing out to go see it, but after that, that's it. Which I think the Flash movie is going to be different, where it's going to be more like Spider-Man No Way Home, where it's going to keep on going because it's going to be so different and so much fun that people are just going to go back and back and back to see this. So
I'm hyped to see the Flash, dude. I never thought those words would come out of my mouth. To go want to see the Flash with Ezra Miller in 2023. So
yeah,
yeah, I think it's time. I think it's time. And you know what I'd love? The MCU can totally do this right now. They can give us Fantastic Four and Avengers and build those storylines into these big major movies. And then they could give us a little bit more rated R or, high PG-13 X-Men. And they could balance that out in their films. And then we can get the crossover, what was that war? Like the
Secret
invasion,
War.
Secret War with the X-Men and the Avengers.
Where they fight each other, or is that?
Yeah.
I don't know. There's so many. So they're doing that. Oh yeah, they are doing the Secret War with that TV show with Nicholas Cage. Nick Fury. That's what I meant to say.
Always on our mind, dude.
Yes.
Always on Nick Cage.
Uh,
You're always on our mind.
Yeah. So and that's with the Kree and them like body swapping and stuff. So I don't know. I just Marvel's getting a little bit just too convoluted
Mm-hmm.
for me, and you know, they need to spice it up, in my opinion. Get me interested again. So, last piece of news, which I just, you know, I hate doing this. It's always rough, but I think it's important to mention. But you know, Tom Sizemore, he passed away at age 61.
Young.
You know, yeah, young, and you know, he had a quite the past. You know, like I was just thinking about stuff that I remember him in, and I was like, oh man, I just remember him from Celebrity Rehab, which he was pretty great on. But it's one of those things where I'm like, I can't believe that was a show that I was watching, just watching celebrities in rehab, and that's how I was getting my kicks. I was just like, it's just crazy to think about. You know, so he had his substance abuse problems, but he was quite the actor. You know, he was in like Saving Private Ryan. You know, he was pretty intense guy, I would say.
Black Hawk Down, Red
Yep.
Planet, The Red. Yeah, he was in some. When I heard this news, I was talking with my dad, and I was trying to list off some movies, and he's like, "I've watched those movies, but I don't remember Tom Sizemore." I was like, "If you saw him, you'd recognize him." And
Exactly.
I showed him a later photo of him, and he's like, And then I showed him like an early. He goes, "Okay."
Yeah.
Oh, ouch.
Yeah. Oh,
But-
Bringing Out the Dead. Like that's Nicolas Cage.
God, Nick Cage, dude, he's just perfect. He has a role for everything that he does, even if it's life.
Yeah.
Like he could do a biopic of Tom Sizemore.
He probably could. He could. Which this is when I was just about to watch again, The Relic. He's in that. So yeah, I liked his roles, man. He was pretty good, and
Did a lot of movies, dude.
yeah, it's
He's
just
229 on IMDb.
holy crap.
Oh, who has more? Is it him or Nick Cage?
Oh, it's him, I think. I think Nicolas Cage is still in the hundreds.
No way.
Yeah, he got some catching up to do. So
Nicolas Cage, Sonic the Hedgehog TV miniseries.
oh jeez.
Nope.
Okay.
Nope.
All right, focus. All right. I mean, I gotta bring it up just because you gotta pay respects to the guy. That guy was good, and it's crazy the career that he had with all that, and he will be missed. So,
Dude, Nick Cage has 106 movies where Tom Sizemore literally has 229 previous movies with 29 upcoming movies, dude.
yeah, that's what I just saw was the upcoming. That's nuts. I had no idea there was so much upcoming of him.
That dude worked, man. Tom,
Yes.
I say, dude, Tom Sizemore worked. Jesus. Well, you'll be missed. You'll be missed.
Yeah. All right, let's get into our reviews.
Yeah.
Reviews.
Woo, by us.
Yeah. You know, hang on. I'm gonna go because I think it's on topic with mutant talk, and I really wanna save Cocaine Bear for last.
Okay.
I've watched this ridiculous movie called Bad Blood. It's on Amazon Prime. It's from 2016. And there's multiple movies called Bad Blood. I even had a hard time finding it on IMDb, which that's what I'm trying to pull up right now.
I'm having a hard time right now, dude.
Yeah, you gotta do how I found it was Bad Blood 2016, which then actually that just pulled up Batman Bad Blood. And then I actually saw, oh, it's Bad Blood, the movie. And this is, this is very low budget. It doesn't even have like a rating. All it says like TV 14. Like it very much felt like a audition tape, kind of like a school project almost, just to show like, hey, look what we can do. And I think what really stands out with this is really probably the special effects of it.
Okay.
Uh and so let me just read you what the premise is from IMDb. It's a classic werewolf flick with an amphibious twist. And it's a race against time to find the antidote. So werewolf thing, but instead of turning into a werewolf, they turn into this weird like frog creature, and that's why I was like, okay, it fits with the mutant talk that we've been talking about this episode. Like I said, very extremely low budget, a lot of questionable decisions. um Not the greatest acting, not the greatest story. It left so much to be desired, but there's some like memorable moments, especially like just transitioning to the amphibious monster once that costume was fully out and like just taking out people was very entertaining. um and then it's just some other good practical visual effects that they had throughout it that I thought was just fun to watch. um Overall though, it follows the story of who is this? Victoria Miller. She's like a teenage girl, and she just happens to get caught up, and she gets like slashed by like an amphibious monster that was running around rampant, and then she finds this the kind of the mad scientist. He created this, but it also is trying to find a cure for it. That's where the race against time to find the antidote. And
Okay.
so he's figuring that out. Um, I love. There's a part where he just has, one of those igloo, um, ice chests, right?
Mhm.
Push the two side buttons and it slides down. Every single time they open one of these chests because they were storing their antidotes in it, they had the like pretty much like the Star Wars like door opening sound effect. It was like it cracked me up every single time because I'm like, dude, it's a fucking ice chest. Why are you gonna put this weird sound effect on it?
You're
It's
not
that fancy.
my igloo cooler doesn't do that.
Yeah, I wish it did, but it
Oh,
doesn't.
Igloo needs to capitalize on that. Could you imagine getting the because they make Star Wars ones.
Oh, whoa.
If they press those buttons, it goes.
Yeah. So that's the whole premise. There's a weird thing with uh the teenage girl, like she goes missing because she's dealing with this whole like she's changing into the amphibious monster now. There's a private investigator who like has these random um like fantasies of just doing evil things, which was really strange throughout this movie. Like just again, like I said, it felt like some type of like just like an audition tape to like look at these things that I can do. And then I'm just gonna put them all together into somewhat of a cohesive story. Uh and I feel like this has promise. Like I felt like I like the idea of this where I wanted to see more like, no, deal with her keep like changing multiple times, dealing with trying to control the hunger, the thirst to like kill people, like make it more of that. But I'm sure this, didn't have the budget or the maybe the time to pull that off. So it's a much more you have your grand finale where it's just that's the monster and that's all you see with it. So I wish they could have done a little bit more. And it's also because it's like super low budget and everything. It's kind of like perverted too. Like one of the things, like she changes into a monster form, and like the stepdad is like trying to run away from her, and the stepdad's a real asshole. So real creep, by the way, too, which you're gonna see why, is because like he gets stopped by her and he's like, and then slowly looks down and looks at her boobs. And then they go and do a cut to monster boobs. and he does a little like, like they're okay. Like, come on, that's your stepdaughter. Like, geez, don't be gross.
You said step daughter.
Don't be.
There's whole movies based off that premise alone, but we don't review those over here.
No, we different type of movies.
But
Jeez.
That's that horror film, you know, like little cheesy, little campy. Like you said, this is something that they'll tease, like a promo kind of thing. Like what comes to mind for me is like All Hallows Eve. That wasn't that campy, but it was something that they could show what they're capable of doing, so they could get a movie, you know.
Yeah,
And we got Terrifier, so
it's true.
I'm glad you
works
find
out.
stuff like this, because this was hard to find. What made you search for this, Peter?
Well, is this on Amazon Prime? Dude, Amazon Prime has so many of these movies, and I was just like, looks interesting enough. Actually, you know what? I think the next movie I'm gonna do is called The Mutations. So that's
I
gonna
like
be
your
fun.
theme. Where you're going?
Yeah,
You went from sea creatures to
just
mutants.
creatures. Yeah,
To
mutant
creatures,
creatures. Yeah. So if you want to check it out, it is on Amazon Prime. Bad Blood, 2016. You know, it would have been better if I had people there to watch it with, you know, and make a little drinking game out of it. So but I mean, it's hour 20, you know, it's a quick hour 20. So
I was going to ask you, how long was this? Because I can't sit through something longer, like a low budget like this, where it's 2 hours long.
yeah, no,
Yeah.
I'm glad that it did not need to be. Probably didn't need to be an hour 20 either. But this is one, man, I would love to see them, you know, after they developed a little bit more, go back and take another crack at this, because I think they have something here. I like the idea of like, hey, let's do like a werewolf type movie, but it's like they're making like amphibious stuff, like play into that a lot more. So they have something there, but that's Bad Blood.
Speaking of movies that I think I said this the last time, is I've been wanting to watch this, and I don't mind going to the movie theater myself, but this is one movie you got to watch with friends. And it's Cocaine Bear. I mean, it's literally, the premise is drug lords drop some drugs from an airplane, and it just, a drug drop goes wrong, and drugs go into cocaine goes into a forest, and a black bear gets hooked on cocaine. And then you start seeing, okay, the park ranger, Carrie Russell, and her daughter, and her daughter's friend, and they have a motive to go out into the forest itself. And you get this agglomeration of like all these characters who are just like, they need to be there for some reason. And then you get the drug dealers who have to go recover the cocaine. And so it's just like a combination of just quirky characters set. I think it was set in the 80s. It seemed like it was. And they all have their encounter with a bear that's high on cocaine and addicted to cocaine. It's not just that the bear is high on cocaine, the bear is addicted to the cocaine. Like, they fend it off with cocaine throughout the movie, you know? But
Wait,
it's
you said they fend it off with cocaine?
yeah, so like the bear will attack them, and if they have a brick of cocaine, they'll like throw it or like have it
Okay, so
explode.
they can make some distractions with the cocaine.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. It's just a good fun movie. I mean, it has a plot. But you're not there for the plot. You're there to watch a bear sniff cocaine. I guess the funniest thing about this movie, and it's not funny, it's just kind of like one of those oh shit moments, is the kids find the cocaine first.
And they do it?
and they do the cocaine, dude. And it's so crazy because it's like they don't. I think his name was Henry. And listen, Peter, I've gone on record to talk about how I hate children actors in movies if they're not good and they don't mesh well. But these two, Brooklyn Prince and Christian Convery, play Dee Dee and Henry, and they're like two best friends, just trying to like paint up the waterfall or something. That was their whole point. But they run into this brick of cocaine, and Henry's trying to impress Dee Dee. And he's like, yeah, I've done cocaine before, blah, blah, blah. And they make all kinds of jokes about their parents doing cocaine and stuff like that. And she's like, here, if you've done it before, why don't you do it? And it's just that moment where they have a freaking knife and he just grabs a giant scoop of it and just eats it. And then she does too, but they spit it out, and you're like, dude, did Elizabeth Banks just show two children just doing cocaine?
I listened to the podcast with her on it, and she says she strongly believes this is a anti-drug movie. So,
well, well, yeah, don't do drugs because you saw the
bear will get you.
A bear will get you. You'll get shot. Kids do cocaine. Yeah, it's a very positive message not to do it.
Nice. So I've been hearing like the death scenes or some of the action scenes are pretty I'm going to use the word gnarly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To the innocent bystanders more so, because you get those horror movies where like the main antagonist will go out and kill with a motive, right?
Yeah.
Your main one in this is a bear that is just high on drugs.
Yeah.
So it's not really out to go kill. It's just looking for drugs. So the protagonists they're scrambling and they don't know how to use a weapon or like there's scenes where they're tied down and stuff, and it's just the happenstance, and they are gnarly, dude. That's the best way to put it. Very gnarly. I mean, I don't know how else to tell you without telling you.
Yeah,
but
and I don't want to know because it's
a savor,
like,
dude.
Yeah, like they're like, I feel like I'm gonna be like, ooh, like very excited to see this on screen. So.
And that's what's cool about this movie is they have those scenes where people are just dumb. It's literally just dumb ways to die. You know that song?
Yeah.
Dumb ways to die, and that is Cocaine Bear. Can they make a series out of this? Yes, they can. Should they? Nah, it should just be one. One and done. But I enjoyed it. I enjoyed watching it with a friend. It was worth it to go see in a movie theater. And kid actors in this one, fantastic, dude. Naturals.
Nice.
That's all you can ask for. Like, there was not one character in here or one actor or actress that took me out of the movie. Even Peter, this guy? Let me pull him up real quick. This guy's in it, and he's freaking hilarious in here. Not me.
You are pretty hilarious.
But this guy. Have you ever seen these videos from him?
I don't know who this is.
You think I own this business? You think I own IKEA? I'm a part-time employee halfway through a 2-week notice. I don't give a shit. I'm telling all my friends not to shop here. Tell them.
Oh, I think this guy's a comedian.
He's a comedian, yeah, but he started off doing these TikToks.
Have them call me, I'll tell them. You think you hate this place more than me? I work here. I know the sale ended last week. Can I have a discount? Do you hear?
Right. He was pretty good, though.
That's what my point is. Usually when you get those like social media stars or YouTube stars that are turned comedian and they build their career off of it, they take away from the movie because you're like, hey, I recognize him somehow. But he was really good in it. That's why I'm saying the casting choice on this was awesome. Even Ice Cube's son was great throughout the movie. There was a dog in it. There was cubs. There was drugs, guns, stupid teenagers. It's a fantastic movie to watch.
I love it.
You can catch this in movie theaters. I'm sure it's going to be on the major one. I don't know if it's going to Netflix or not, but it should.
I'm sure I'll show up on VOD and then to some streaming service eventually.
Gnarly kill scenes. You nailed it. That's what Cocaine Bear is.
Nice. Cool.
Cool.
Let's get into some recommendations.
Yes! Oh! 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 Oh, God. Oh.
I'll have what she's having.
Ooh, I don't have one
Yeah.
written down. You go first, Peter.
Oh, thanks. I was just I all right, I'll go with this, and I don't mean to make this too long, and it also stems to some other stuff. So I made a point. Actually, okay, I got a little two things. Basically, this is just letting everyone know that I finished things. I finished the Willow series. I don't know
Okay.
if I talked about that yet. Really enjoyed it. But it was kind of interesting because actually I might save that for a quick question in the future. But I liked it. I liked Willow, and I hope they make 2 more volumes because that's what they hinted at the the little teaser at the end. The other thing I finished was the Book of Boba Fett, which I felt like I needed to finish because of the Mandalorian new season's out now. Then I finish it and I find out that they just pretty much retconned everything that they did in that series in the Boba Fett, which I'm like, well, fuck you, Disney. Why did I even do that? And I just that makes me a little bit worried. Like, what is the state of like Star Wars and Disney that there's like, oh, like let's just shoehorn this shit into there and like you know what, that didn't really work, let's just rewrite that, like it is, that's kind of weird, right? But at the same time I guess I'm okay with it because at least they're pivoting like instantly now, like that ain't quite worked out, so
They're pivoting in the middle of a series that they were hyping up. Like they were
Yeah.
hyping up Book of Boba Fett, and you're like, oh, dude, we're gonna get this like story about Boba Fett, and then midway through we got like the Mandalorian season 2.5.
Yeah, and I think they realized maybe from like the backlash, which I'm sure it got backlash, that wasn't the best idea. That you shouldn't have put something there, especially some like pretty big events for a new season, like no, you should have just made that part of the new season. But
Right.
I haven't watched any of the new stuff. I will say I think it's been long enough that Book of Boba Fett's been out. That the finale of it, I mean, watching a Rancor like destroy some robots and just trash the city, that was pretty badass, and that made it worth watching that whole series. Here's what I'll say about that series. Like, I feel like they really tried to bring in some new lore and some new people and new like ideas into that series. Like, I don't know if all of it played out well because I got those cyberpunk kids and everything. That was the dumbest thing I've ever seen.
Dude, it almost made me turn off the series.
Yeah, it felt so strange. And then watching them on little scooters drive around, like it felt so dumb.
And the chase scenes were awful, weren't they?
Yeah, and then having the Chewbacca, or the black Chewbacca I thought that was awesome. That was cool. Like, so they did some really good things, but also some really bad things. And I think again, they were trying to see like what is going to work in the Star Wars universe, and they weren't afraid to like try out new things. And so I applaud them for that. And I also applaud just Star Wars and maybe John Favreau in general of being like, well, that didn't work out as well as I hope, so let's just scrap that and move on.
What I'm starting to realize is the series that we're getting, like Obi-Wan and Book of Boba Fett, are just total fan service series. But then you get Mandalorian and you get Andor, and they add value to the story of Star Wars. And have you watched the new episode of Mandalorian?
No, I haven't watched any of the 3rd season. I need to. But also part of me is like, I kind of want to wait until there's more. So
That's a good point. You should.
I'm gonna gonna blitz through them probably pretty fast, so I'm gonna wait a little bit.
And they didn't do that thing where they gave you 3 episodes and they were all half an hour long. You got 1 half-an-hour episode.
And then you gotta wait to the next one. So yeah, that's what I'm another point when I'm waiting. So did you come up with something?
Yes, I had it pulled up. I'm caught up on The Last of Us. There's one more episode left, dude. Are you watching this, Peter?
No.
You should. You know what I love about? Okay, did you like The Walking Dead?
At first.
Okay, right. Because everything was very dragged out, and the story, and like there was episodes where nothing happened. The Last of Us is like the first 5 seasons of The Walking Dead condensed in 8 episodes, and they did it so well. And that's how you could tell a story, dude. I don't need 5 seasons of them trying to get to a city. Last of Us is literally, hey, we're in Boston. Hey, we're here. Hey, we're here. Hey, we're here. I don't need the monologue of them cruising across America. Give me the events that happen in these cities. Perfect. Perfect execution. And the last 3 episodes have been a masterpiece so far, dude. I mean, just the way that they handle being in a post-apocalyptic world with mushrooms killing people. It's just insane. Mandalorian, it's a wait right now. Let it build up a little bit. Movies, dude. I was watching some stuff recently where I was just like, all right, this is worthy to talk about while I was watching Face Off.
Yeah. But maybe you should save those to like maybe review.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. You don't have to tell us everything you've seen, Ryan.
That's true. Just telling you, I'm catching up on stuff too, Peter.
That's good.
No, I'm just catching up on some TV series. I think that's about right. Because Ted Lasso is next week. And that's a good series too. And then Succession, both of those are ending. Ted Lasso is ending in their final season. And same thing with Succession. They're ending in their 4th season as well. So
which I need to watch that still. And dude, there's been a lot of stuff that's coming out to Apple Plus where it's getting closer. We're like, maybe I need a subscription for a month or 2.
Oh, you have Apple products, right?
I do, and we might actually have like a year trial with maybe my wife's phone. I don't know, but
if you guys set it up as a family plan, and you can join all your accounts into one Apple thing, and you get music, movies, and games, and like a ton of storage all under one like basically family plan, and it includes that, dude, and it's worth it. Listen, it's just me, and I have it for the individual plan, and dude, okay, that's my recommendation. Pay for Apple Plus.
All right.
It's super worth it for you if it's worth it for me.
Okay.
And you and I could play Pac-Man.
Oh, I see. Okay.
And you could watch all the cool Apple Plus movies.
Yeah. Have you watched them?
No, I haven't actually.
No,
I've been catching up on HBO. HBO's been killing it, dude.
Yeah. Okay.
And we didn't even talk about Chris Rock's rebuttal to Will Smith.
Here's some of the struggles. Like I tried watching a lot of things, and that was one of them. And I don't know if I turned it off. I got kind of bored. Just some of the stuff. I'm just like that's what you think of these things. Like it just felt weird. But I was really curious about his rebuttal. But maybe we can touch on that next week. So, Ryan, it's been fun.
I love it.
Yeah.
Every Wednesday is the best Wednesday, and then coming back every Monday to listen to it. And listeners, viewers, support us in getting Seth Rogen, Nick, and Vin Diesel to make a Street Sharks movie.
Dude, blast him on social media. Let's get this done.
I don't even like. Hopefully they're done with Ninja Turtles, but I want production on Street Sharks now.
Yes, I hope they're done too.
All right, buddy.
Until next time, pew pew out.
Pew pew out. This is our in credit extra scene.